and he need therapy. Like, why are you so mad? Hey y'all, it is Ty, your chaotic Goodie-Good, and welcome back to my channel. I am rewatching the Unwritten Rules, and oh my god, y'all, I'm at the penultimate episode. Now, before I get into that, I did want to discuss something really quickly based on the last episode or the last video. I remember at the time when the Unwritten Rules was coming on and they were in season 3, they had that hashtag, start a conversation. And in the last episode or the one before that, where the one let's talk about race, they had the let's start a conversation, that whole thing. And I remember that happening, and I remember thinking, like, that's really important. And then I also remember when I was going through different things at my organization and I was speaking up more, and, I would hear a lot from a lot of white women about, having a conversation. And what I realized is they just wanted to have conversations, but they didn't want to do anything beyond the conversation. They didn't want to take what we may have learned in this conversation, what points were brought up in this conversation. They didn't want to take the conversation beyond the conversation. And there wasn't any action behind what was discussed. And so I do think it is important to talk things out. Very quick reminder, because I'm not going to repeat myself. Black women do not owe you free labor, okay? We do not have to recommend books to you. We do not have to explain ourselves or other Black people or the nuances of Black culture to you. When Google is free as hell. Also, the information is at your fingertips. Everything you need to know. We cannot have the excuse that, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't brought up that way. I never knew that. You cannot keep relying on that. When information is free, well, for the moment, it's still free. There are books you can read. There are articles you can look up. There are intellectuals who have conversations and TED Talks about an array of topics that you can educate yourself on. So while the conversation is important, we must move beyond the conversation into action. All right, I just wanted to say that. So, anywho, y'all like what I got on? I like what I got on. I just came from seeing Wicked. Y'all, that's the best movie I've seen this year, okay? I was boo-hoo crying. I related to it so much. And of course, I had to wear my green for Elphaba and my black. But I got my pink hair, so I'm representing Glinda too, or Glinda. So that was really fun. But we're going to get into this video. And in this video, we are watching the penultimate episode 28, The 7 Stages of a Decision.
Well, I was just wondering, when is my promotion?
Previously, they had Racey fucked up.
Because it's been like 3 months already.
Before we get to that, I have your review. It's not that Pam doesn't want you working on her account. She just doesn't feel that you're good enough to take the lead.
Can you imagine saying that to your employee?
Because we do take
You're not
the
good
opinions of our
enough.
clients very seriously,
But Jessica's
we are
good enough?
unable to give you a promotion at this time.
That's enough to make somebody be like, all right, I'm out. You ain't gonna undervalue me. I know what I'm worth.
I'm still in shock. I can't believe after giving this place 2 years of my life. They would just
Girl,
kill my spirit in 2 minutes.
imagine being in a place for 5 years,
This time it
7
was
years.
different. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? I was just so hopeful when I first started.
Yep.
Hi.
Aw, we're always so hopeful when we first walk in the door.
Oh, you must be
Rayshanisha, but you can call me Racey.
Well, welcome, Racey. It's so nice to have you join our little family. I have been asking for help for 6 months now. We're really behind on things.
She should have known from there that they was on some bullshit.
Hi. I'm Racey.
I'm Lisa. I'm a manager. Finally, I've been asking for an assistant for months here. And it's so busy and I can't do everything by myself.
Could you imagine if Racey would have came in as this girl's assistant? Like, truly imagine that. She didn't treat Racey as an equal when Racey was doing the same job as her. So imagine if Racey was her assistant. Man, she would have been running Racey ragged. She would have been talking more shit about her behind her back. She would have been trying to trip her up. Especially if Racey was outspoken. Oh yeah, they want to get rid of you when you're outspoken. No matter what position you hold.
Wait, no, I'm the new manager.
Oh, that's right. They were talking about becoming more diverse in the workplace.
I don't want to do this anymore. I have feelings, and they don't define who I am. I mean, is it my fault for pretending to be numb? Is it my fault for choosing silence over expression? Is it my fault for letting them reduce me to just a stereotype? Haven't I shown them that I'm so much more than that?
That's real. Because you really do be asking yourself that, like, what did I do wrong? What is it about me or in me that they didn't see? Didn't I show them that I'm a team player? I'm a good worker. I'm a hard worker. I get everything done on time. I'm really good with my clients. Didn't I show them? And it's not about that. They don't care. And she really did work hard. And at every turn, it was never good enough. So these are the questions as a Black worker you ask yourself. And she talked about, not speaking up or being quiet. It doesn't matter if you're outspoken. It doesn't matter if you keep to yourself. You are damned if you do and damned if you don't in a lot of these workspaces. Because if you do speak up, you're a threat, you're trouble, but then in turn, they kind of leave you alone. But then if you don't speak up, then they take advantage of you. They believe you're docile. They believe you're one of the good ones. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I'm sure you'll know. Before lunch, we were trying to figure out the name of the Nicki Minaj song.
I don't listen to current hip hop.
What do you mean you don't listen to hip hop?
Like she
don't
said,
listen to current hip hop, just old school hip hop.
But you're so.
You're what?
But you do know who Nicki Minaj is, right?
Yeah.
So you must know her new song.
I don't know any of her songs because
Same.
I don't listen to current hip hop.
Don't come for me. I'm not a barb. I just don't listen to her music. I've heard some of her music and I've liked the music I've heard. I'm not a barb.
Rock.
I don't consider myself a barb.
Old school hip hop.
I cannot rap a single one of her songs. Country?
Then would you be interested in meeting the perfect guy?
Chris!
Never forget when they did that.
I gotta handle some business right now, okay? But on second thought, I'm gonna be occupied tonight.
I feel like he would have had good D, but he would have cheated on her.
Exactly.
That was rude.
Would you date him?
But you guys are so much alike.
How so?
Ooh, now that's what you do when your friend James is choking on a fried chicken bone.
But I'm a vegetarian.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
there is something you could help me with.
See all the microaggressions that she let slide, or that she witnessed,
some trash
or that she
I need to go
experienced.
through still. And I need to make some signs in Spanish to the cleaning crew tonight so they won't throw my pile away. Can you help with that?
I don't speak Spanish.
Why are we expected to live up to the perceptions that were only created to limit our potential? The same labels that left scars on our ancestors' backs
Come on,
are
girl.
still beating us down today.
Yep.
Oh, hey, girl.
Speak on it.
Hey, glad the house nigga came to see us field niggas.
I can't with him.
I'm just playing, girl. Yeah. Hey, y'all, this is Racey. She works on the 5th floor.
I see you coming in and out, laughing and talking with them white people.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I always say hi. Hey. What's up, girl?
Oh, they clowned her in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But is it good to you?
You know her whack ass when there's nobody like you.
We have to stop the pig from trying to kill us with the pig.
I can't believe we're really debating whether pork rinds are racist.
Real quick, another thing I forgot to mention in last week's episode, and it reminded me seeing her at the Be Free meeting. Because it's interesting that she kind of separated herself. Like, Derek was coming to her with some real stuff. Like, a lot of the Black employees are receiving these really rough reviews that aren't fair. So we're going to all come together and talk about how we can, figure out what's going on. And Racey's like, well, I always get good reviews. And it's like, you can't separate yourself. That's the one thing about us. That's why we hate to see, like, on the news and they announce a suspect for some kind of crime. We be holding our breath until we find out who did it. Because if it's a Black person, we understand that that is a hit for the collective. We don't have the luxury of thinking on an individualistic level. Okay? We are very community minded. And if one of us messes up, if one of us is harmed, if one of us is out there, we all got to be accountable for one another.
Well, I've never seen pork rinds in the vending machine until Miss good old Kenesha Jackson showed up.
Kenesha Jackson don't care nothing about Black people. She's branded in blackface. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't her idea to put the pork rinds in the vending machine to keep us Black folks.
She was not okay with them talking junk about Kenesha.
You know Kenesha cares way too much about hiring Hispanics than she does about anything going in those
And he
vending
needs therapy.
machines.
Like, why are you so
if
mad?
she cared about us, she would be here right now.
Do you see her?
Wait, do you see her?
Do you see her?
Do you see her?
Do I see her?
I don't
Do
see
we
her.
see? Oh, maybe she.
Kenesha! I don't think so. Time out, you can come out now.
That episode was wild.
It's like my deadbeat dad, never around.
Never here.
Never here.
Okay, look, calm down, Travis. I didn't invite her.
She would come if you did invite her. She's never invited us to nothing. Nothing. I've never seen inside of her office, and I heard it was beautiful.
It is not.
Can we give this man a tour of her office? God, so he can get over it.
Ridiculous. For once, I don't want to be different. I want it to be easy. Feel safe.
Yeah.
I just want to be normal.
Hey,
Hey.
would you like to dance? Would you like to dance?
The look he gave Jessica when she was like, hey! He said, anyway. But yeah, just a normal girl having a fun time, doing things everybody else gets to do. Yeah, man, let us relive this moment. So out of pocket.
Hell yeah. You look hot.
You could have worn a potato sack and still been the most beautiful woman here. Hey, remember what I told you. Just be yourself.
I have to stop letting my experiences intimidate my possibility and just make room for change.
We hired a new CEO this morning, so I wanted to introduce her to you all before we leave for the holidays. She's a Harvard graduate, has over 20 years experience building companies from the ground up. We feel she's the best candidate to lead this company out of the bottomless hole that Brendan has dug for us. Everyone, I'm pleased to introduce to you your new CEO, Kenesha Jackson.
I love that moment. Coming in looking like Elphaba, her green and black.
Hello, everyone.
I am so excited for this opportunity to lead the change that is going to come here. I know there has been a significant decline in sales and popularity over the last few years, but I remember how great this company was when it first opened its doors 10 years ago. The road ahead is long, but I am confident that if we all work together, we can get our company back on top. Yes, we can. I just came in to see if everyone was being open to everything that this training has to offer. I've been bringing Angela in to teach diversity training.
And I can tell Kenesha gave Racey a lot of hope.
Thanks, girl.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm going to pause that real quick. I think Kenesha gave Racey a lot of hope for what could be a possibility of a Black woman being in a position of leadership. I think even with, I don't want to talk too much about it, but even with this past election, it was the hope that a Black woman could be in a place of power and really make some positive changes and rectify some things. You know, and so I think for a lot of people having the reaction they had, it was because there was a sense of that hope being lost and things being bleak because either they remain the way they've always been or even worse, going backwards. And unfortunately, with Brendan back in place and that investigation against Kenesha, I think that really shook Racey to her core as well.
So, as I was saying, wait, did you have something?
Thank you. Oh, hallelujah!
I'll never forgive Racey for, by extension, letting them come to Kenesha's church. Because of course Kathy will use that against her.
Oh, and happy Juneteenth. To the light of change.
Accidental graze. Accidental graze.
Struck me. Now, I know it has been a difficult couple of months with the investigation and dissension. Now, moving forward, we are focused on creating a more peaceful and progressive environment.
I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm moving backwards when I should be advancing forward. How do you survive on principle when you've built this American lifestyle? How do you give up on a dream that so many have marched to make a reality? How do you just walk away without quitting?
She done said a mouthful with that. Because as a Black American especially, you understand, or at least you should understand, the sacrifices that were made so that you can have all the freedoms that you have, that we have. My parents were born in the 50s. They were teenagers when the civil rights movement was happening. They were alive when all their giants were being assassinated. So that's not that far off. And we still have a lot to do and a long way to go. And it feels like we're not having any forward mobility. The American dream and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, that wasn't made for Black people. Y'all know that, right? It wasn't made for us. And I need y'all to understand that. We have to find our own ways to figure out how to get through this life. And I can completely understand her fear of just leaving, just quitting. Because after a certain point, it's like, yo, how much more can I put up with? And you worry about your livelihood and being able to pay bills and do what you gotta do. That's why when I was dealing with stuff at my last organization, I left the department that was causing me a lot of grief, but I didn't leave the organization yet. Because in my mind, I still had hope that maybe I can be a driving force here. I could contribute to the changes that this organization says that they want to make. So maybe if I stay on longer, I can impact and influence positive change here. But the problem was so much deeper than I ever could imagined. It wasn't just like a single person in leadership. It was leadership in that organization across the board that went all the way to the top. And the poison spread from the top all the way down. It trickled down, trickled down, trickled down. And so for me, I stayed on for an additional 9 months. And then I left. And then I quit. And it was hard. But you have to do what's best for you. Racey has to do what's best for her mental health, for understanding her worth, for understanding the sacrifice of those who came before her, and knowing that they would not want her to put up with these conditions. If my dad was still alive and I was telling him about the conditions I was working under, he'd be like, baby girl, you are better than this. And you can move on.
Oh. Ow. Oh, it feels so soft and real.
She's touching her hair.
How do they do
Racey's
that?
just trying to get her work done.
I've just never seen anything like this before.
Like what?
Your interesting Santa. He's so dark.
Oh, that's Leroy. I've had him for a couple years, so I thought I'd share him with the office.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. What's that?
Leroy.
He's black, but Santa isn't black.
This is the shit they would say to her face.
What is the worst thing
in her
to
presence?
call a black person that starts with an N and ends with an R?
As if she's not supposed to say anything.
A neighbor.
As if she's not supposed to be offended.
That's not funny. It's not funny.
Racey, don't overreact. It was just a joke.
Look, let me ask you guys something. Is it possible that, one group of people can have predetermined ideas about another group of people, despite who that group of people really are? I mean, maybe he was a good kid, and maybe this man had these negative thoughts about him because of the man's own prejudice against the kid.
I believe it could be possible.
Racey's just fighting to be heard.
I'm not sure.
And understood.
I think it's time we all get back to work. This conversation's starting to make me a little nervous.
Yeah, okay.
I just hope that they don't start rioting, because that never solves anything.
Neither does shooting and killing innocent black kids.
What do you think about that, Jessica?
Jessica's never worked on an account like this before, so she wouldn't really be able to speak to what I'm proposing.
Yeah, well, you see, that's why I think her opinion is so important.
And now you stuck with her and she don't know how to manage your account.
You were
Hope you're happy.
this last week.
I hope you're happy now.
Racey,
Okay.
I think we're getting a little too comfortable with each other, sort of clouding the business side. Maybe you should call me Pamela for a start.
There are some things you can't be shown. You just have to experience them for yourself. No one can prepare you for the difficult decisions that can change everything. No one can show you how to fight the battle. You just have to learn how to fight and deal with the casualty of your spirit. And it'll make you crazy. It'll make you hopeless. It'll make you angry. It'll make you sad. It'll make you focused. It'll make you wanna.
Come on, Asha. She acting her ass off on this one. And you think about all of it. The good and the bad. The bad always outweighs the good in these situations. I'm proud of her for not signing that review.
It'll make you wanna.
What should Racey do? Do you think Racey should stay or quit? And I believe I said quit. Of course I did. And there's no rule at the end of this one. So there you have it, y'all. What do y'all think Racey should do? Should she stay or should she go? Should she try to tough it out and make the best of things, and hopefully one day they look up and they see her and they acknowledge her hard work and they compensate her accordingly and treat her better in the office? Or do you think that she should understand her self-worth, knowing that they're likely not going to change and it's going to cause her more trouble to stay, and go someplace that will appreciate her or do her own thing? So let me know. What say ye? So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe. I'm coming back. There was something else I wanted to say, and I'm so glad I just came across a TikTok of this gorgeous, beautiful soul, this beautiful creator. Their name is Smith.Woods, and they reminded me of some of the themes from Wicked, and I feel like these could also be applied to this episode of Unwritten Rules and what Racey is going through. And Smith talks about how Elphaba was being taunted and teased and reviled just for existing, just for being who she was. And Smith was talking about how there are spaces that they go in that they are laughed at just for showing up in the world as they are. And I think of Black people I think of the lives that we've lived and how we've had to go through life being ridiculed or being gawked at or being laughed at or being underestimated just for existing in this skin, existing with these lips and these noses and this hair. We are so magical, y'all. We are so powerful. We defy gravity. Our hair defies gravity. I love us so much. And I think Racey and people like Racey, Black professionals who are just doing the best that we can, are so much bigger. We are enormous. We are special. We are worthy. And I want to thank Smith.Woods on TikTok for reminding me of that. So that's all I wanted to say. Share my video, subscribing, as my love, unusually Eric says, is free as hell. Thank y'all for those who do subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Go see Wicked. It's really good. And I'll see y'all for the Thanksgiving episode.
That's my line.
Y'all have a good day.